Okay, so some people on the forums have been having some minor issues, Night Cole and a couple others, so I figured rather than continuing to get frustrated and snappish, I'd do the right thing. I would stop and I would show exactly the step by step what you need to do in video. First off, you need to find your Battletech folder. It's in your Commons folder for Steam. We're going to come into Battletech Data, Streaming Assets, and we're going to make a folder called Mods. And we're going to make a folder for our new mod. In this case, I've created one for Rob's new pilot. And we're going to make a picture. This is just a straight PNG file that's 256 by 256 pixels with alpha transparency if you want it. So this is the picture that I've done. I've saved it as a PNG file as mypilot.png. And then we're going to copy a pilot into the pilot folder here. So I'm just going to bring up another window here just to make my life a little bit easier. And we're going to come back to Streaming Assets. We're going to come to Data. We are going to come down to Pilot, and we're going to copy Ozone in this case, or actually I want a male, so we're going to copy Paradise. And I'm going to put him in this pics folder, the pilot folder, just here. Then I'm going to rename him, and I'm going to call it pilot underscore Rob, and hit enter. Now, if I come back up to the data folder in Streaming Assets, so Battletech Data, Streaming Assets Data, there's this version manifest.csv file. I want to edit it in a text editor. I use Notepad++. This is a free program and makes editing these files a lot easier than doing it in Notepad. I'm going to now I need to make two new lines, one for the pilot and one for the sprite. So if the quickest thing to do here is to do a file, a find, and we're going to search for sprite. And actually, if we do it from the bottom, we want to do a search up. Now it's going to find my Cal sprite that I've already put in, but we're going to go for the next one. And just here we can see that we have the existing sprites for the pilots. We're going to copy one of these lines. We're going to come back down to the bottom. We're going to paste it, but then we're going to highlight where it says MW Portraits here and delete it. And then over here where it says Assets UI MechWarrior Portraits Ozone.png, we want this to point instead to our picture here. So what we need to do is change this to read mods, because that's the root data under Streaming Assets, Rob's new pilot, which is the next folder, so mods, Rob's new pilot, /pic, / which puts us in this folder, mypilot.png. The last thing we're going to do is here, we're going to name this one Rob. The next one we want to do is we're going to come into the pilot that we copied, and we're going to edit it as well. We're going to change the ID here to read pilot underscore Rob in my case. My name's going to be Starfleet. I'm going to call this a video example. My first name's going to be Rob. My last name's going to be Graham. And the icon, remember how just now we called that new picture Rob? Just here? We're going to put this here and go Rob. And we're going to go File, Save. on this one. Now we're going to come back to our version manifest and we're going to do a search up. We're going to do a search for pilot def. And you'll get something like this. We're going to copy that line. We're going to come down to the bottom. And we're going to go rename this first part to pilot underscore Rob. And the second part we want to change is this data JSON part. So we're going to change it to mods / Rob's new pilot / pilot, because that's where we're in here. And then finally pilot underscore Rob .json. And that's all we need to do. We just save this now, file save. And now what should happen is if we go into Steam and start Battletech, click play, wait for it to load, click single player. Now some people may find that if they've made a mistake, this goes into a loop. If that happens, I will show how to see it in the end, in a moment, how to find the problem. If we click on here and we look, we should see Starfleet. If I click on it, in I go. That's how you get a pilot and a picture into the game. If you're having problems, in the Battletech data folder, there is a file called outputlog.txt. It will have the error that is happening. I strongly recommend having a look and seeing what the error is, and that way you can find any problems. Anyway, I hope this helps. I'm sorry if at times I come across a little snappish on the forums or the like. It's just I try and be as clear as I can on the BT modding wiki and the like, but I realise sometimes I might not be as clear as some people would like. Hopefully this helps a lot more. Anyway, my name's Rob, or Starfleet. I hope you have a good weekend. Catch you later.